What's up guys, Moonman here, and I'm in Bowling Green, Kentucky today to check out the National Corvette Museum. It's fitting it's here in Bowling Green because since the early 1980s, the Corvette has actually been manufactured here in Bowling Green. It's a big employer here in the area, and so the museum is here dedicated to it, and we'll go see it. And it's got a very cool exhibit of where an actual sinkhole opened up. So let's go see it. They actually have a Corvette only parking section. Little mural by the front entrance of the National Corvette Museum, and a race horse living the dream. All right, on to go pay admissions and get to see the actual museum part. Okay, first thing you come up to is this photo spot, this 1953 Corvette. The love affair begins. This little part about Harley Earl and how he was a car designer, designed cars for Cadillac and LaSalle and all that. He actually became, he got an offer at GM, General Motors, to create, to be what they called the art and color section. And he created one of the first concept cars, the Buick Y-Job, which is right here. There's a Firebird. He also designed this. I know Harley Earl because the Daytona 500 trophy in NASCAR is the Harley J. Earl trophy. Here's an exhibit about Corvettes and popular culture. It's got a movie, Corvette, clam bake with Elvis there. There's a Prince Little Red Corvette single. The Beach Boys, Fun, Fun, Fun. There have a Corvette right there. And there's even Barbie right there in a Corvette. This Corvette here is from 2003. It is a 50th anniversary edition of the Corvette. See, it's signified there with the 50. It's got this candy apple red color. Very beautiful car. Very beautiful car. Take a walk over here. And this one is a 1988. This is the 35th anniversary. So 15-year difference between these two cars there. Alright, it says, welcome to the Motorama 1953. So check it out. This is just a little room about the Motorama. The Motorama was like a show that they would do to show off different cars, and this is actually a show car emblem from the 1953. This exhibit saying the early Corvettes, they were very stylish, but they were V6. Their performance left people very underwhelmed. So in 1954, Zora Arkus Duntov, he worked to improve it. So in 1955, they replaced the Blue Flame 6-cylinder engine with a V8 motor. And sales really picked up there. So this would have been the car from that year. And right there is the 1962 C1. Little scenes behind the car. This is a little exhibit for Zora Arkus Duntov and his wife Elfie. We just talked about him a second ago. She was his wife. She actually was quite famous for just being the wife and being very eccentric. And whenever they opened this museum in 1994, they actually came here and were here for the opening. This is a little thing about this Corvette. The guy, he enjoyed the Corvette. He drove for almost 5 years, but in '59, his wife, she didn't enjoy it. She didn't like riding in the car with him, so he actually put it in like a concrete tomb. And there it is right there coming out of the tomb. Like the little wall that he sealed up. And right here is the actual car unrestored. Pretty cool. It's a little recreation of this old mobile gas station here. Right behind it, the one that would be filling up right here is a 1967 Corvette, known as the C2 Corvettes. They call it the mid-years of the shortest run of production, as they only did them from 63 to 67. And this particular year, there's only 22,000 made, and only 2,325 of these were painted this color, so this one's pretty rare. This is a 66 Corvette. It was owned by Chip Miller. Him and Bob Miller established the Carlisle Meetup. It was a popular car show in '74, and he was inducted to the Corvette Hall of Fame in 2005. This was his personal one. This is about the marriage station of the Corvettes. This thing for the body being raised and then lower and down on here, working on this, then working on this, so you can do it at the same time and lower it down. They called it the marriage line, marriage symbol. And here's a little mock-up of them working on it right here. Now, Zora Duntov, the guy we showed you earlier, he actually would race the Corvettes. He retired from it in '75, but he would still wear the suit. This is his racing suit right here. And right here is a car that would have been used in said races. And this is Mr. Duntov's helmet and goggles he used. It says here he would drive some of the most important early Corvette test mules and race cars, including the '56 Daytona Beach record-setting Corvette. Cool. This helmet goggles was worn by Dick Thompson. They won a lot of races, a lot of championships, and he actually was known as the Flying Dentist. And this one belonged to John Greenwood, and they actually would sell model cars based around his cars. Here's John Greenwood's sweater. He says that he liked to wear stars and stripes pattern because he's pretty patriotic. This particular car I'm about to show you, Tommy Morrison set it for the world speed and international endurance record, 1990s, ZR1 Chevrolet. He drove, in 24 hours, he drove 4,221.256 miles. Equal for an average speed of 175.8 miles an hour. Interesting. Here is the cup for the 2015 Patron North American Endurance Cup. Here's a IMSA car here, a winning car. And there's Oliver Gavin, race car driver's suit right there. This particular Corvette was only produced this one year. They did a split window design on the back, and it was done away with the very next year, but it remains a cult favorite to this day. It says this car, Zora Duntov and Harley Earl, they came together to create it. They wanted to create a perfect racing car, so they created this Corvette Super Sport. It was a good car, I'd say the most beautiful race cars of the era of all time, but they rushed through development on it, so they failed to insulate the driver effectively because it would get heat, a lot of heat from all the mechanical aspects of it. But here it is. This one is the Manta Ray, supposed to come after the Stingray here. First it was called the Mako Shark 2, but he revamped it and all that. He debuted this in '69, and for 15 years it was an influence for the body models of the Corvettes. These little model ones here are called frogs. GM would use these to build the model of the car, and then they would paint it, so it could show the effects of the paint on the car. So you can see the red is really easy to see here in the light, but they have the silver and the blue, so it would allow them, while they were going over details of it, to be able to see what it might look like on like a finished car. So in order to get an accurate representation too, they make these clay models. These are all made of clay, and they paint them the colors that they thought they would use, and this is how they would decide which colors they actually would use on each model. The model concept even went besides the body of the car to the interior. This is a wood model of what they wanted the center console of them to look like. And this is what they would create to show what it would be like to sit in it, and from the back here, so they would approve this, they'd have to approve this as well. This model is fully made of clay and wood and foam, as are the wheels. This car I'm about to show you was debuted in Detroit in 2008. It was one of the Corvette supercars. It's supposed to be a new breed that could top 200 miles per hour. It was nicknamed the Blue Devil, but at the time, the CEO, Rick Wagner, he was a graduate of Duke University that are known as the Blue Devils. But here it is right here. And this was debuted in 2009. Truthfully is a beautiful car. When the sinkhole actually collapsed here, like I was talking about, here is some cars that were actually pulled out of the bottom there. But this was the 1.5 millionth Corvette ever sold. It was completely destroyed. However, for the 1 millionth, it fared a whole lot better. It still exists, and it's right here. These exhibits here are actually for fans of the Corvette. So they have the National Corvette Restorer Society and they have different stuff. So there's a Lifetime Business Member Award for someone. There's a Founders Award. 25 years of great cars and great friends. National Corvette Restorer Society. Pretty cool, actually. Dick and Bernie Rialph Discover Bay Corvettes. Cool. This Corvette actually fell in the sinkhole. They recovered it about 3 weeks later, and they displayed it damaged, but they decided in 2017 to actually restore it, and they wanted to keep it the same, so they actually discovered an old empty sugar packet under the seat. So they took it out, restored it, and then put it back under the seat. But here it is right here. This one was down in a sinkhole. So this is a more in-depth look at this cave-in sinkhole experience. Let's go check this out. So crazy. Here's a picture of having a 5:39 a.m. in 2014, February 12th. Look at all those Corvettes just sitting down here. It almost looks like the black Corvette. There's a little video of them getting some of the Corvettes out of there. That's crazy, all these workers. That's insane. Look at that footage there. Oh man. That's really big too. There's some memes in pop culture about the collapse, and it says still faster than your Mustang, a destroyed Corvette. Here's a little thing of all the Corvettes that got destroyed. Here's actually what that one looked like that we saw, the 1.5 million one we saw. That's actually what it would have looked like before it got destroyed in the sinkhole. And then there's a 40th anniversary one too, right there. So there's a picture of it getting taken out. So some were able to actually be restored, some not at all. But here's like a little model underground of how it would have collapsed the sinkhole and how it would essentially have been, where the cars would have been. Here's some rocks that were in the cave. It makes sense that there was a cave underneath and that eventually collapsed, because we are still around the Mammoth Cave area. A lot of caves around this area. And here's some pictures. This is the south side of the cave. Karst landscapes mostly form in what? B, I think.
That's fair because that's what we're in here.
Yeah. Next question. What color is a PPG pace car?
White. I don't know. I think it's white.
Okay, try. Oh my god, they're orange. Alright, last question. Much of our drinking water comes from what landscape?
Ocean?
Desert.
I feel like this is supposed to be Karst.
It's definitely not the moon. It ain't the desert. It's not the ocean.
Oh my god, it comes from the Karst landscape. We're here. We're starting to have a model of the sinkhole as we go. We're going to go around a little cave tour, like little cave corner in a second. But there's some rusty old pieces of some of the cars. This is a 2023 V8 engine, the LT6 right here. Along with this car right here, which is a 2023 Z06 Corvette. Very nice. This is the C8 Corvette. It is the leading Corvette. It was a global leader for performance, quality, and adaptability, it said. But what makes this one special is that these were actually made for other countries. It drives on the right side here instead of the left. This is the 2024 Corvette E-Ray. It is a hybrid. So it's a kind of electric. This is the brand new one here, as Prince dances in the background right there. But this is such a really nice car. So much better than the electric Mustang. This is the 1976 Great White Corvette. Under the hood, it has over 500 horsepower. Yeah, the sinkhole will be right here where they put it up. This is a little thing that goes down into what is the cave underneath. Pretty cool. This is the Corvette ZR2. It's got a really powerful engine, 425 horsepower, but there's only 12 ever made. I really dig the color, the matte brown. Oh my god, it's Lightning McQueen! I can't show anymore because it's probably copyright. Let me just zoom out here and show you why this is called the Sky Dome, obviously. So awesome. Another one like that 63 from earlier that has the split little windows here. But this one was actually, they weren't allowed to call this a racing Corvette, but that was kind of the intended purpose. And they only made 199 of this particular model. And then the Z06 would come back in 2001 and just be its own model. So from 63 to 2001, nothing made of this. Disney had a thing called Autotopia in California, and this is a car from the ride. This was just a car you would ride in. It says the 57 model like this would be the first American-made mass-produced model to offer fuel injection. This 1968 Astrovette was actually designed to see how slippery and aerodynamic a Chevy could be. So a little thing about the Hall of Fame, and here's David Wickman. He was the general manager. He was inducted 2023, and this guy was just an enthusiast. His story begins with the Model A, and I'm sure a lot of people did. It says the Corvette Hall of Fame was established by this museum in 1998 to confer official recognition upon the most influential individuals in the history of the Corvette. Each year, individuals are honored who have made outstanding achievements in one of the three categories: enthusiasts, General Motors staff, and racing. Though their accomplishments, these Corvette Hall of Famers inductees have enhanced the reputation of the Corvette and National Corvette Museum. And this is what you would get, the trophy you would get when you would be inducted. It's for Elfie Arcus Duntov. That she was, if you remember, she was the wife of Mr. Duntov, Zora. So 1937 Cord 812. It said it had a lot of excitement, but it had issues with the vapor lock and other reliability problems. So there wasn't a whole lot of them made. Some more of these frogs, but this is showing the different style of paint they would use instead. So this is the solid, the matte, and the pearlescent.
This one has both.
And let's go over here. So on this frog, this one's tin coat. It's a solid base with a tinted clear coat applied on top. And here's a 1941 Indian Sport Scout. It is noticeably on loan from Mike Wolfe from the popular TV show on the History Channel, American Pickers. This is a 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air convertible right here, equipped with the dice in the mirror. Watching somebody simulate. Oh, he's right here. Yeah, they're right there. Heck yeah. All right, back out on the track. Clean laps only. Clean laps only.
Is it a manual?
Oh. I think this one is like wrecking it. There you can see it on that top model up here. Oh, in the grass. Alright guys, that was it here from Bowling Green, Kentucky at the National Corvette Museum. It was very insightful, it was a lot of fun. Out of all the car museums I've been to, which is not much, this is probably my favorite one. I think it does do the Corvette justice, and being a fan of General Motors myself, I'm very glad to make the pilgrimage out here, and there is a lot of people here right now. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Moonman, out.